I want to talk about why it is so important to be grateful for absolutely everything in your life, even when times are not ideal, even when life is kind of throwing curveballs at you and things just aren't going as planned and you think life is just out to get you. That is the most important time to be grateful and look around you and not dwell on the things that you lost or that you don't have anymore or that you could have. Rather be grateful for the things you do have, because once you realize that there are millions of other people on this planet your same age that live it so much worse than you, their living conditions, how they eat, where they get their water, the environments they're in, the things they're exposed to, when you realize there are so many other people on this planet who will never live the life you live, for how much you sit there and complain that your life is so bad and life is out to get you and you always get dealt the wrong cards, yeah, there are so many other people that would sign that dotted line so quickly to trade places with you, okay? It's never a good thing to always compare up, right? You're on social media, you're seeing people with a better body than you, better lifestyle, better boyfriend or girlfriend. That shit gets to you. It starts making you feel depressed, starts making you feel like you're behind. You get this analysis paralysis where you're like, you know you need to start something to try to better your life, but you see all these other people living it better than you and you just get stuck and up in your head. And then ultimately you never end up changing. But one thing that can be beneficial is comparing down. Right? I try to make sure my For You pages on all social medias is not people living a extraordinary life. Sometimes I will go on Twitter, X, and I will see the conditions of other people. I will watch videos of these war-torn countries and the things that they are going through, people even my age, maybe even younger, and what they're going through. And I sit there, man, I almost like make a little prayer to God that I'm so thankful that I'm not in that situation, because you don't really realize the extreme conditions people live in and go through on other parts of the world because you've just never seen it. That's mainly what it is. But once you get exposed to enough of that shit, it doesn't matter what's going on in your life, you are going to be grateful. It does not matter what happens in my life. I will never sit there and complain that my life is so bad and that nobody understands what I'm going through. You're not unique. Your problems are not unique. Narrow it down, okay? Quit thinking that the way you grew up and the problems that you have are just so unique and life just hates you, because that's not the case. There are a lot of other people that have probably gone through the same exact shit you've gone through. Same way you grew up, same things that happened to you, same things that you did. There's a lot of fucking people on this earth. It's probably pushing 9 billion now. You're not unique. And once you can also get that out of your head, it makes you more grateful again, because then you realize I have it so much better. Man, there are so many people that will never experience running water, right? You go to your sink, turn the water on. You turn the other side on, it gets hot in about 10, 20 seconds. People will never experience the luxury of having that. People will never experience the luxury of being able to go to a grocery store and pick out a plethora of foods. Do I want something sweet, salty, fruit, meat, candy? What do I want? I just got paid from the job I work at that lets me do whatever the fuck I want, and I can spend that money however I so choose. What do I want? Right? You have a job. You have the ability to buy an abundance of food and water and a house and a phone. You're watching this on a phone with a charger that's connected to your wall with the electricity. Do you guys get where I'm going? I don't have to keep explaining this. You just have to understand that even if somebody passes away, even if you get your heart broken, no matter what life circumstance you're in, guys, there's always things to be grateful for. I'm not saying your problems don't matter. I'm not saying the things you go through and the things that you have happening to you, just disregard it. It doesn't matter because, my life's great. I still have, all these things. It doesn't mean that. It means feel the pain you're going through. It means figure out a situation and a way to get around those things and get over those feelings that you have. But take a step back and take a deep breath. Literally, take a deep, I don't mean that figuratively, literally, because there are a lot of people who did not wake up this morning or wake up tonight, whatever time zone you're watching this video in. They didn't get to take a breath. They're gone. If you can do this, you can move your limbs. Be grateful for that. There are people who are paralyzed. There are people who never thought they'd be injured like that. They wake up, they have to get their leg amputated. They got to get their arm amputated. Something happened and they went blind. Like, this is how my brain works. A lot of you guys ask me, how do I get this perspective and how do I become so grateful? This is how. It's the little shit I think of that just makes me so grateful and content wherever I am at in life. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not striving to always do better. I'm always striving to hit the achievements and goals that I've set out for myself. But when I hit a roadblock and something happens that's not the ideal life circumstance for me, I do not sit there and crumble and go, why me? God, why did this have to happen to me? No. I go, what is this trying to show me? I don't know what it's for. I don't know why this person had to exit my life. I don't know why this person had to pass away. I don't know why this job had to whatever the case is, fill in the blank. I don't know why, but it's for a reason. Because if you don't think like that, what's the alternative? You're going to sit there bitching, whining, and moaning that life just doesn't like you. And that's your excuse. That's your end all be all cop out for why you're not where you want to be or why you don't feel the way you want to feel. Because, life just doesn't like me. I'm unlucky. Bullshit. Learn to be grateful. When you're in traffic and you get stopped at that red light and you're going to be late for work or you're going to be late to an event, instead of sitting there getting upset at the inanimate object, red light, for turning, just sit there and take in what's around you. Like, look at other people driving. Look at, I'd be sitting there looking at the clouds, looking at the sun. Might sound stupid to some of you guys. If I would have heard this a couple years ago, I would have been like, what is this Jason guy talking about? Look at the sun. What the fuck? Fuck you. But once you start doing it, you learn to just kind of calm down, Take something that isn't ideal. You get stopped at this red light. You're like, fuck, I'm going to be late. And turn it into a positive, man. Learn to find the positive in the negatives. And that's just a very basic cliche example, but you can take that for absolutely anything in your life. If you get a girl or guy that breaks your heart, sure, you can sit there and cry about it. You're going to be upset. You're going to be sad, maybe angry, feeling depressed. Sure, I get that. What can you learn from that relationship? Be grateful it didn't kill you. Anything that doesn't literally kill you or almost kill you, be grateful. You get the ability to feel that low. You get the ability to feel and understand what it's like to go through something like that. There's a lot of people in this world that will never have that happen to them. So even the bad emotions and the bad things, you can take positive information from that and it stays with you. That's what wisdom is. Wisdom is just going through things, having the right mental model and perspective in play to then get out of that situation, reflect on it, and get over it. Okay? But the thing you need to take from this video, guys, it all comes full circle, is just being grateful that you have the ability to do these things. You have the ability to feel these things. You have the ability to comprehend what's happening in your life. You don't have a disability. You don't have a disease. You can comprehend this pretty well. Feel, taste, touch, see, all that. And once you go through enough bad things in life, man, I think you just kind of unconsciously become grateful. And even when bad things do happen, you're almost grateful that it happens, because then you start to understand and fully believe that it's for a reason. And you're grateful that this is happening because you'll know in months or years down the road, you'll be able to look back and understand what it was for. So once you do that enough times, you understand to be grateful for every situation in your life, good or bad.